baby's home. Cairo, Cairo is my baby's home. One bad Cairo night won't be long. Women in Cairo, they will treat you kind and sweet. Women in Cairo, they will treat you kind and sweet. Catch you around and take you off your feet. Shoot you, knock you, teach you and cut you too. Shoot you and knock you, teach you and cut you too. They get through the graveyard, then for you. Women in Cairo send you down to your grave.
Good evening, folks. Good afternoon, good morning. Another last string with Homesick Mac, and I'm sure this is going to be a great episode for the gear lovers. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. But the most important part is that I've prepared some stuff that might convince somebody who's not using so much gear to maybe realize how practical and good it can be to have control over your sound. The more you can do yourself, the less work you're going to create for, let's say, a sound engineer, if you're performing somewhere. And I'll tell you, even if you're on a hobby level, if you think like, oh, I'm not going to perform anywhere. Oh, yes, you are. You're going to play for friends. You're going to play on a house party. Somebody's going to ask you like, hey, could you play a couple of songs? Yeah, sure. But behind that, could you play a couple of songs? Or many traps, like, okay, where I'm going to stand, how many people are going to be there? Am I going to be an act that they're going to listen to? Or should I just play a little bit in the background? Am I going to be a background music? In that case, yeah, what kind of amplification I might need and all that. So there are lots of questions that can come. I mean, no matter what stage on your musical journey you are. And remember, I'm not saying on what level you are, because I don't like leveling musicians and people who play some instruments. All right, let's see who's here today. Hello, Milovan. Ohio Attack, that's one. Then we have Geir from Stavanger in Norway, Norwegian Attack. And Serbian Attack, Power Jimmy. All right, welcome, folks. So I'm going to play a welcome song, and then I think we're just going to go right over to the theme for today, the gear. And I've prepared some stuff, and I'm not really sure I'm going to be able to demonstrate one of the things, but we'll try. So if it doesn't work, we just move on. Right. So all right, I got a request through email to play Sitting on Top of the World. I guess people are lazy to go back into some live streams to see. I've already played this one, but it doesn't matter. It's a great song, and it's about optimism. It's about thinking that, well, no matter what happens, I'm sitting on top of the world. It doesn't mean that I don't care, but it means that it doesn't affect me so deeply. So. Was in spring, one sunny day, my sweetheart left me, lost and went away. Now she's gone, and I don't worry, 'cause I'm sitting on top of the world. Well, she called me up from down in El Paso. She said, "Come back, Daddy, Lord, I need you so." Now she's gone, and I don't worry, 'cause I'm sitting on top of the world. Don't like my peaches, don't you shake my tree. Get out of my orchard, let my peaches be. But now she's gone, and I don't worry, I don't care, Bill, 'cause I'm sitting on top of the world. But now she's gone, and I don't worry, 'cause I'm sitting on top of the world. Well, this is going to be cool. When I finish my live streams, I always play this song, but from the recording. And I'm really amazed that I still haven't got any copyright strike for that, but all right, we'll see how that goes. All right. So move on. Last week I played a little bit faster than I should have, so we're going to make it really slow this time. nothing special in this one compared to the previous backups that I played for you, only that I screwed up in the end. So let me just make this lick clear. So it goes no, that was that. Sorry. So when I go to A, and those of you who were frequent here know that this lick is shamelessly stolen from early masters of the 50s, Muddy Waters, Jimmy Rogers, and I think it's Jimmy Rogers who did. Right. So that was that one. Let's do another backup, and let me just choose if it's going to be open D or it's heavy metal, so it's open D. Right. So this is going to be a pattern resembling of maybe as Ryko would play Crazy About an Automobile, or some other maybe rocky stuff, because this is very close to just pure rock and roll. But let's do it this way. So open D back up. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what did I do a little bit different? I kind of fooled around with some licks from maybe when I played Mercury Boogie or Hawk for You Baby, Can't Get Enough of Your Love. In Mercury Boogie, I would throw in this B minor, 2nd fret on the 5th and 2nd string. Now then I went to this E chord, but not as a bare chord. Instead, I just chose the 6th string on the 2nd fret, 3rd string on the 2nd fret, and the 1st string open. And then just A. So I went to this B minor by gliding chromatically. Just a little tip, when you want to make this more lively, more punchy, it's always great to have these kind of a bit more syncopated, like you have this first before the beat. The beat is 1, 2, 3, 4, but you can do the this is a bit swinging around what it's basically. I just can't play it, you know, just 1, 2, 3, 4. I have to play around it, either before or a little bit after the beat. So, which means if I go to, but there is always some rhythmic part that just shows where we are in the groove. So I would very, very warmly advise you to try to do that as well, because this is actually not technically difficult. You need to just take care of 3 strings, like 5th, 3rd, and the 1st. And the licks are on the 2nd fret, 5th string, 3rd string, 1st fret, open, then this grip, then 3rd fret on the 5th and 3rd string, then back. And what we're playing here is the D chord, then the G chord, and then D7, and then. All right, so not to go too much into instruction, I might even do an open D guitar chorus or something. We'll see how that goes. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Patrick is here as well. I guess the sound is okay because you just said no sound and then okay. Good, good, good. A lot of room in the audio today. Should I take that as a compliment? Or you mean that the room sound is coming in too prominently? Which I'm trying to avoid as much as I can. But all right, let's just mute myself for a second. No, I won't mute myself for a second. We'll have to do a little sound check before we do something else. Is this coming through? So, are you hearing this channel? If I mute now I've muted my 2 microphones for the guitar, so this should just go through on the 2nd channel. This is very weak. Let me see this way. Oh, now I hear it coming through. Okay, just please let me know if this is okay when it comes to volume. It shouldn't be too loud, but this is my amplified sound just coming through. I think I'll just raise it a little bit more. So how about this? Oh. I'll go back a little bit. Because this is quite important for what I'm going to be trying to explain in this little part, which is the theme for today, but actually the most important part. So, pedalboard, gear, changing stuff, why, when, and how we can do it by actually maybe adding more gear, but minimizing the whole setup. So, let me show you. Yep, this. So, thinking about changing gear, I'm thinking of switching from Boss MS3 effect unit and actually channel switcher and effect processor and MIDI control and everything you might possibly want that little unit to do. So if I just go a little bit further down, this is what I've got now. And in this setup, when I'm showing you the part of, let me see if this works. So this here is the MS3, right? That's the MS3. If I'm about to explain what it can do, I mean, all these things are very, very tricky to maybe explain in 2-3 minutes. But let's say those little knobs that you see down on the picture, 1, 2, 3, 4, they are 4 different channels or 4 different choices you can make when you create a patch or a combination of effects in this little window, this little screen up there. So hi G. Albert, great to see you. Well, if you all get the gear Mac is using, we'll all have a shot at what? Yeah. Well, I'm not telling anybody to get what I'm using, but here's the reason and why I'm using this stuff and why I created this little pedal board. The main reason was that I wanted to make it small. This is let's say 45 inches, no, 45 centimeters and 21 centimeter vertically, like this. And the pedal board itself is only weighing around 1 kilo, even below 1 kilo. So that's because all the components here on the pedal board have their own weight. So if you have, let's say, onboard weight when you're flying somewhere, you need to be below 8 or 10 kilograms, at least in those directions where I'm flying in Europe mostly. So I've had this volume pedal and expression pedal, the Boss MS3, which I'm replacing, then the octave pedal, which is very, very special because if I point at this little knob, that's what's making it perfect and fantastic as an octave pedal, because you can choose how many strings you want the octave pedal to affect. Usual octave pedals, those average pedals, which can be great, fantastic, and all that, but they usually cover all strings at the same time. And then you can choose if you want a lower octave, higher octave. You can mix the dry signal with the effect signal where you add the octave. So that can be tailored very nicely. But this makes it possible so that I play a fingerpicked song and then all of a sudden it sounds like I'm having a bass guitar, and it's only affecting the 5th and the 6th string, and a little bit of the D string, the 4th string. So it's like, it's an amazing pedal. So I'm trying to incorporate that into the new pedal board. This is the B9. I will be demonstrating this. Maybe I can do that right away, so to make you guys a bit more interested in this. So let's say if I go to the next screen, where you will see my stuff in oops, come on, where did you go? So this should be, oops. Why isn't this sending? Let me just do it this way. Sorry folks, it stopped sending. I think it's gonna be, yeah, I think it's gonna start working now. That's right, here we go. So, what did you say? Stop mirroring. That's it. That's it. So now you're seeing the real life. Let me prove it. Here's my hand coming to the camera. Yeah, very soon. So anyway, this is the setup, and let me demonstrate how the first patch sounds like. So this is this one. You'll hear the reverb, and on the display it says Mac clean, vibrato, and reverb, or vibrato or reverb. So if I press this button one more time, then I'm going to get this. A bit more volume than I had before, which means that extra push on that button will give me a little bit of a boost when I maybe play solo or jam with somebody. I want to just emphasize a couple of notes or whatever. So the second one is called slide. So this is a setting for slide playing. And you're noticing the reverb, right? Now this is for live playing, which means when you play live, you usually need a bit more reverb than in average situation. Then the number 3 is called Jumpy Blues, which means that there's a little slight of delay on that one. Right? So that's what I've got on that channel. And then on the 4th one is the spooky one. As you see, as I'm switching these knobs, different red LED lights are shown on the MS3, on the black one, right? Which means that I'm engaging the pre-programmed parameters that I want to use here. So it's like this is a delay effect. Usually I play this in standard tuning, but it's like, it's just kind of so it's giving me this and all that, right? So if I now press, I'll have to bend down and do it manually. So this sound is from another bank, which means if you see knobs 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, when those are pressed together at the same time, and I can do that with my shoes on, now I'm just wearing socks. So you can move between banks, and there are 50 banks here, which means that's 50 times 4 switches, which you can program exactly how you want. And MS3 includes both modulation effects, which are your reverbs, vibratos, tremolos, choruses, everything of that kind, and the drive effects, which is overdrive, fuzz, and some others. So MS3 is actually one solution for everything, and I'll tell you why I'm switching. But this is how it sounds. G. Albert, you ready? Yeah. So that's number 3. So let's not fool around more with that. But basically, this is how versatile this thing is, because by just pressing this number 1 button, you can engage the B9 pedal, which is actually an organ emulator for the guitar. So you play your guitar, but there are many options of different kinds of organ sounds that you can incorporate into your guitar playing. And you can also tailor how much of the guitar sound you want included and how much you want only the organ. Because sometimes I actually played with bands where I just switched off the guitar sound totally. So the drive sound was off and I only had this organ, and it really sounded great because I only needed to concentrate on playing chords and no solo or nothing like that. So it's great. Yeah, exactly, J. Albert. That's multi-track-ish. It is. Good. So you got your 12-string guitar with you now. I wish YouTube would make it possible for people to join on video, but that gives me an idea. Maybe I can bring you in through Ecamm as the guest on a live stream if you want, G. Albert. Invitation is open, and I'd like to have David Hunt as well on the show that way. That would be great. So as you see now, the current pedal board is this MS3 effect processor, expression pedal, octaver, B9, and the loop pedal. This underneath the Plethora, this is not included in the pedal board. So I'll just go back to the other one. This is just a picture, right? So let's go back to the reasons for switching. The advantages of Boss effects processor and channel switcher is that it's more in depth, really. Not so easy to manage. It takes a lot of pressing of the knobs, knowing where you are in the menus, and once I kind of hooked all this up, I just can't reach the USB output on the MS3, which makes it possible to connect it to an app that Boss provides, and you can do everything from the app. So you can sit around with your guitar, you're connected to the MS3, you just find your sounds and you're done. You save them on different patches and that's it. But the problem is you cannot really work with it when you're in a live situation more than turn things on or off. If you want to change something, if all of a sudden the hall isn't that maybe responsive to your sound, maybe you need more reverb, then you need to go into settings and do it like that. Of course, you can do that during the sound check. That's great. But usually this is for let's say fantastic for touring musicians who really have everything tailored, and they have their own sound on stage with that effect processor, with their amplifier, and then they let the house engineer, the sound engineer, deal with the rest of it to make it presentable for the audience and to make it possible so that you have some monitoring while you're playing. But as I say, MS3 is great, fantastic sounds, all is great. Boss has got great pedals, which are now integrated into this one big unit, and they work great. It has both modulations, so delays, reverbs, stuff like that, and overdrives, so you don't have to use any additional pedals for that. Works great with MIDI. What? Yeah, okay. I've never used MIDI. I don't use it, but I have a friend in Denmark who's using MIDI with MS3, and he's really stoked at how it works. He uses a little MIDI controller. He uses some more hardware connected to it, and it just works great. Fine. So, 3 dots. There are some more things, but I just don't think were important for this occasion. So, Plethora X5. It's easier to operate live because you can just go into any of the channel of these presets, and with just 1 or 2 presses of the knobs, you can go right into the settings, change something very fast, go back, and it's saved. You don't have to do anything else. Whatever you change, whatever you click on, and you leave the unit like that, it's saved automatically. That's perfect. It's a bit trickier to switch between boards and presets. Yeah, on the MS3, you can have these 2 knobs to press at the same time, and you're moving down. 3, 4, you're moving up. That's okay. On the Plethora, you need to do 3 tappings on one of these, and then you can move up or down, which means like a 1, 2, 3. Yeah, goes fast, but it's a different way to do it than on MS3. Has the best TC pedals that I otherwise need to carry with me, and I will be showing you my current pedal board, the big one that I use for workshops, and I'll show you how many pedals I'm actually saving by doing this, switching to Plethora X5. And actually I'm not losing basically anything that I already have with the MS3. It's just that I think that my future setup will gain a lot by using Plethora. And it's got the built-in looper, which means I don't have to have the looper pedal with me, which I have here, right? So this battle pedal is going away. Of course, I'll be selling both the MS3 and this pedal, and I'm not sure I'll be selling the pedal board itself because it can be useful for some other stuff, whatever. But the idea is that I buy a new pedal board, also buy Temple Audio, which I think are the best, the lightest, and the most versatile pedal boards out there, because that's going to be longer here vertically, which means it's going to give me another 10, 11 centimeters, which will make it possible. Oh, I'll show you. So this is the current pedal board. This is what I'm doing here. And when I showed you this next setup, you can see a comparison of the sizes between the Plethora, the white one, and the MS3. So they're going to be quite close. And I'm going to move this expression pedal as well to the new pedal board. So if we go there and I show you, let's say underneath the pedal board, this is what's fantastic with Temple Audio, because it gives you these possibilities of building in modules. Let's say this module here is just for your connections, for your cables. I only have 2 cables, one in, one out. I integrated the DI box, which is, let's say, if I'm not an engineer of any kind, but I know that the DI boxes are kind of coordinating the impedances of your signal that you're sending through a guitar pickup and the unit and the pedals and everything. If you want to connect this to the PA system and not maybe to an amplifier. It's another thing if you want to connect it to an acoustic amplifier, then it might work, but usually those have their own DI. So I even have a setting to jump over this one and not use it. So, and this is the power supply that's feeding all the pedals up here, which is fantastic, very convenient. So this is my big pedal board that I use. This is much bigger than the current that I'm using. This is like 70-80 centimeters wide. It's really big. But if you see here, this Sentry, which is a gate controller, which means it cuts off all the noise in between your played notes. So if I have any buzz, like some sounds that are maybe not welcomed in my audio when I'm playing through the pedal board and everything, then this can make it possible to close the gate in between my played notes. As soon as I don't play anything, it's going to be death quiet. I actually have that gate engaged on my microphone, which is above my head here. So when I stop talking, then it just cuts off everything else in the room. So so that's one pedal that I'm getting with the Plethora built in, so I don't have to use this one. Pipeline Tremolo by TC Electronic, fantastic pedal that I just bought for a couple of songs to play them, because this is such a great vibrato effect. So I have that already built in Plethora. Hall of Fame, the fantastic reverb pedal, which you can also feed with so-called tone prints, which means somebody else's settings. And TC Electronic has hundreds and hundreds of these tone prints from very well-known guitar players who created those presets, so you can just feed into your pedal. Now you can feed them into the Plethora X5. So the only pedals that I will maybe move to this new pedal board are this one, which is the drive pedal, overdrive pedal, made by a boutique, very small Slovenian company. If you don't know where Slovenia is, it's very close to Austria, west from Croatia, east from Italy. Small country, and they have this little company, JF Effects, that make these different pedals, and I even have this one called Phase Boost. Log in and log out connections, and actually this is just the boost pedal, which I'm not going to be using now because I just realized that I don't need it if I play my acoustic gigs, which I'll do mostly with this pedal board. But this little beast here, or the big beast, this is the Aston Origin slide rig, fantastic compressor. And although there is a fantastic compressor built into Plethora, I think that this is definitely better, deeper, and it can be used in several ways. There are so many settings on it that you can use in different configurations, so that I could even bring my electric guitar and connect it to this acoustic board and then get some great sounds out of that. So on this new pedal board, which is, so let's say the old one is up to here maybe, that's the size of it, same width, only the height is different. So these extra 10-11 centimeters up here are going to give me the possibility to connect the rest of the pedals. So this place here is going to be for the, let me just move it a little bit, this is going to be for the pedal, expression pedal, and volume as well. This part here is going to be for the Plethora, and up here I'm going to be mounting B9, this organ emulator, the slide rig compressor, then I'm going to have the overdrive pedal, and then I'll see if I'll have one more pedal there or not. Maybe I will, I'm thinking, doesn't matter, I'll show you when I'm done. I'll show you everything. So basically that's and here are the measures. I even calculated in inches for you guys who are not so comfortable with the centimeters. So 17 inches times 1252. That's what I got there. And please don't get dizzy when I'm doing this. So this is a pedalboard build. And let's get some things out of the way. If you think that my pedalboard is kind of too much of a good thing or too much stuff, let me just show you several of the pedalboards that I just found online that are incorporating the MS3, the same one as I have. So this is maybe the size of what I'm getting now. So there's space for this one and the pedal, and then 1, 2, 3 pedals, maybe 4th up here. Yeah, okay, so this is another configuration. This would be too big for, you know, flying and, you know, on-board rig. This is one more. This is big, and this is big, and this is the beast pedalboard, really big one. So this is just a you know, at home, or if you're a very known musician, then you can drag that with you. And this is also another configuration. Very many pedals, so to say. So yeah, I'm done with that. So you've seen mine up there. So my setup is not that big, right? Oh, good. We're going back to the acoustic stuff. So what I'm going to do now is slide lick of the week. I've had this idea of showing you a song on a baritone guitar because it sounds really best that way. And I've played you this song called River of Jordan by Blind Willie McTell. And this image behind me is quite blurry, but that guy right behind me over there that I lit, especially with my spotlight, is Blind Willie McTell. So if I just move a little bit to the side, it'll get in focus, right? So I have my heroes right behind me, and from the left to right it's Robert Johnson, Ry Cooder, Blind Willie McTell, Doc Watson, then we come to Blind Lemon Jefferson, right? And up there are some my images with Sam Mitchell and Peter Joe, my two fantastic collaborators that I enjoy playing with. And Sam is not with us anymore, but he's with me all the time. So River of Jordan with the Blind Willie McTell. The melody of the song is like this. So this is just me playing the melody of the song, and Blind Willie McTell would sing with this at the same time. Sometimes he would just maybe stop singing and play that note with a slide instead. I'm gonna bow that river of Jordan, yeah. I'm going down that river of Jordan. I'm going there for myself and nobody else. Go there for me. Gotta go there by my. I prefer singing this in a lower key, so I usually play this on a baritone, which would be in this. I'm I'm going down the river of Jordan. I think it's, for me, it's much easier to do some expressive singing and to go into the groove and mood of this song, because it's very deep and it's fantastic to play and sing if there's an audience that will listen to that, of course. So I usually do this song while I'm doing workshops or when I'm performing within, let's say, blues associations, jazz clubs, where people can appreciate that. I would never play this in a noisy club, no. But the reason I'm doing this is to do the slide lick of the week, when it's, okay, what do you play around this? What do you do if you would play with somebody who's already playing all this, and you also have a guitar in open D, and you would also like to play it slide? Maybe you can kind of combine something that they're doing by you doing something else. Less, sometimes more, depending on what the other person is doing. So I would always start by listening and just playing backup, nothing else. So if somebody would play the melody, I would just go, I go down the river of Jordan, do-do-do, do-do-do, nobody else go there for me, don't do for myself. So why would I end up here? Because there's a higher pitch from where the other person will be finishing the melody line. So down. So that's his frequencies or her frequencies. But up here, so if the other person is doing less and I want to play some slide, why wouldn't I maybe just play while no, it would clash with this one up. So I would just like this. So I would go down while he's doing. So it's like somebody would say that, oh, come on, the dynamic of playing with somebody shouldn't just be, oh, if you're up, I'm going down. If you're down, I'm going up. If you're way up, I'm going to be somewhere in the middle of the guitar fretboard. Yeah, if you think rigid and if you always do that, then it's not really musical. Then of course you need to be more expressive than that. Maybe it's going to be, if it's a jam session, of course you're welcome to do anything, and of course you're going to be crashing and playing some same melody. But if you do an arrangement with somebody else, then it can be a bit more thought out. Maybe I'll be shamelessly plugging in our own record, but that's only because of Sam Mitchell was insisting on that, because he wasn't happy with a version of Come On In My Kitchen by Robert Johnson that we played. He thought it was like, it's too linear, man, find something else. And that was a verdict. It was like, if you don't find something else here, I'm going to play this by myself, because he used to play this himself. And when we played as a duo in clubs, then we would always have solo set each, and then he would play definitely Come On In My Kitchen, Crossroad Blues by Robert Johnson. He would play I'm Drifting, Drifting, and he would play Not Fade Away with a delay effect. And those were his kind of showstoppers, songs that everybody loved. So when we were about to record a CD, then he said, oh, let's record Come On In My Kitchen. And I was like, what? Are you sure? Yeah, let's try to do something. It could be interesting or something, as he said. So when I tried something, he said, try to find something else. So the verdict was there, and I was thinking, and the result can be heard when you just go to Spotify, and that's the only record that I have on Spotify, so you'll find it. Just look for Homesick Mac Sam Mitchell and you'll find it. And that's why some things we played even in the same frequency range, but in octaves, right? So they were not that wide, very boomy bass, and not 3-4 octaves in between. So the last tip would be, okay, so if I would maybe improvise a little bit, then it would be like a... Right, that's what I would play behind. So I would play. I would meet the other person when it comes to, and then I would just go back to, because these two notes match really wonderful together. Or I would maybe just go up there. That would be nice. So this could be a lick of the week, just a little tip of how to combine your own ideas or licks when you have the melody of the song in your head. So you're familiar with the melody, but somebody else is already playing it. So this were the tips of how to maybe do it and make it nice when you play together and jam with somebody. All right, I missed a lot of stuff in the chat. I see there's something going on. Let me see. Oh, about the guitar, G. Albert. My daughter stole my guitar and 12-string. I just have my bass and keyboard. We'll have to go to Canada to see if my daughter and the grands are treating this instrument with respect. Yes, of course. My first Sandon is with my daughter now in London, and that was my first really, really good guitar and handmade. And actually it was Michael Sandon's own guitar that he played with his Irish band, and they played this Irish music, and he wanted to make this guitar that would sound very mid-range, very punchy, and melt nicely in the big band, right? So it wouldn't collide with basses from other instruments or with trebles from banjo, mandolin, or whatever else they were playing, fiddle, right? So that guitar is a very punchy, and yeah, maybe someday I'll have it here in Sweden and be able to show you in the live stream. But basically, yeah. Oh yeah, maybe Patrick is waiting for me to place my deal on the marketplace. Yeah, I don't know. But when it comes to this setup with the pedal board, I'll be building it as soon as I get them. Everything is ordered, and I think by middle of December, I'll be able to just connect everything and show you how it sounds. I'm not going to be able to compare them anymore, these two effect processors, but yeah, I'll be definitely showing you. So next week, gentlemen, hopefully maybe some lady, I'm going to be having a special guest, nobody else but Tom Buck, who is a YouTuber, former high school teacher, who is an amazing content creator. He makes fantastic videos about cameras, audio gear of all kinds when it comes to recording yourself, audio and video wise. And I've learned so much from his channel by just watching and watching his reviews of stuff. Now he has also released a course about Final Cut Pro, which is video editor for the Mac computers that I'm using. So I bought that course right off the bat. So next week we're going to be talking something about gear, some things about this course, if anybody wants to learn how to edit video. And we're also going to be talking about music, because Tommy's playing drums. Tommy's playing bass. So it's very interesting for me to see how he's combining everything, being so consistent, doing one video a week since 2017, which is mind-blowing, not missing one single week, and having this really rich life in behind. So we're going to be talking about that. So next week, December 12th, welcome back, and I'll be joined by Tom Buck. Okay, so thanks so much for coming today, and I hope you got something out of this, and that I didn't talk too much about gear. Well, I did, but I tried to make it meaningful, and that you understand why I'm using all that stuff, and it creates a peace of mind when you're on the gig, and you have a good sound. All right, so I will see you guys next week. Thanks so much for coming, and have a great week.
It was in spring, one sunny day, my sweetheart left me, now she went away. Now she's gone, and I don't worry, but I'm sitting on top of the world. Things could call me up, down and out by soul. Said, come back, Daddy, Lord, I need you so. Now she's gone, and I don't worry, 'cause I'm sitting on top of the world. Like my peaches, don't you shake my tree. Get out of my orchard, let my peaches be. Now she's gone, I don't worry, but I'm sitting on top of the world. Spring, one sunny day, my sweetheart left me, now she went away. Now she's gone, and I don't worry, but I'm sitting on top of the world. Now she's gone, and I don't worry,